We've all faced our share of everyday struggles, feeling stuck in a dead-end job, struggling with relationships, or just feeling unfulfilled in life. It's easy to feel lost and defeated, like you're just going through the motions and not truly living. But what if I had told you that you have the power to change that, to break free from the patterns holding you back and start living the life you truly desire? That's what we're here to explore today. To sit back, relax, and let's dive into the teachings of Neville Goddard and the power of your imagination to create the reality you want. According to the teachings of Neville Goddard, the world we experience is a result of our imaginal activities. He says that nothing appears or continues into being by power of its own. In other words, everything we experience is a product of our imagination. Objects seem so independent of our perception of them that we incline to forget that they owe their origin to our imagination. The world in which we live in is a world of imagination. A man, through his imaginal activities, creates the realities of the circumstances of life, and they do this knowingly or unknowingly. Think about it. You go through your life, most people go through their life just on autopilot, surrounded by so many things that we can't even comprehend, that they actually had thought go into them before they existed. Our cell phones, our transportation, the buildings, the beautiful architecture, all of it that has its origin in someone's imagination. I want to point out that this works on the seen and unseen. Our imagination keeps in power the circumstances of our individual lives. Maybe you have a bad relationship with your boss at work. You find that you're constantly fighting with them, and after work, you just can't stop thinking about it. You're like, man, my boss was a real jerk today. He's always a jerk. And you go into work having expectations that they are going to continue to act like that. We keep into being the circumstances of our life with our imagination. That's why it's so hard to break the cycle. We find ourselves on autopilot, stuck in the same circumstances, with the same situations, with the same people. Maybe some things change, but in the end, we always end up feeling the same. It's almost like we get addicted to these feelings, and we perpetually keep them alive by continuing to think about it, fueling the hatred, fueling the depression, the anxiety, all these bad emotions and thoughts. But this powerful tool can also be used to break free. All it does is it needs conscious awareness and thought and intention. To solve the mystery of imagination, we discover the secret of causation. That our imagination creates reality, that the individual who can summon at will whatever imaginal activity they please, and to whom the visions of their imagination are as real as the forms of nature, is the true master of their fate. So what exactly does that mean? It means you need to exercise your imagination. You need to be constantly thinking of bettering your life, taking your life and imagining it how it would be and how you would feel if it were different, if the circumstances were ideal for you. One common mistake that we run into when attempting to do this is that we're too caught up in the how. How does this happen? How do we get to there? What do I need to do? What you need to do is trust the process. Only focus on the feelings of the end result, the state of the wish fulfilled, as Neville describes it. And he has a system specifically developed for developing this imagination and providing your subconscious mind with the feelings that they need in order to create the life you desire. He called this system SATS, state akin to sleep. And it's a very simple thing, and you could start doing it today. Now, how it works is, first, you need to get ready for bed. You do this when you're about to sleep. And instead of doing your normal, just falling asleep, thinking about what you normally think about, I want you to get into a position that's a bit unnatural. This is so you don't just fall asleep right away. So if you sleep on your right side, sleep on your left. If you sleep on your back, sleep on your side. Just mix it up for tonight. And then whenever you want to do this, you want to just mix it up. Make it a little bit uncomfortable, but not so much that you won't be able to fall asleep. So you do that first, and then you create a scene, an imaginal scene. And this scene will represent the state of the wish fulfilled. So let's say that you want $10,000. The scene that you could be creating in your head could be a family member or a relative or a close friend congratulating you on winning a lottery and you got $10,000. And that feeling, you want to focus on that feeling, how it would feel to be congratulated. How would it feel to be $10,000 richer? And you want to create this scene over and over again, replay it over and over again, and add more details. What room are you in? What friend is it? What color is their hair? How are they looking at you? What is their demeanor? And you want to just go through the scene over and over again and adding a bit more detail each time. This might be a little difficult at first, but as you practice this, it will become easier and easier. And the idea is that through your rotations of the scene, you will fall asleep. And when you wake up and you've done this successfully, you will feel different. You will feel a bit more optimistic. You will have a little bit more bite for the day. So I just want you guys to remember that the world we live in is imaginal. And through our imaginal activities, we have the power to create the realities and circumstances of life. So you have an obligation to imagine your best life. Make it real. You can do this.